Morning, folks. How we doing? Stretch you out, get you lined up here. Morning, America. How we doing? Let's see what we got here. We've got slow mode on already. Good. Snack pack. There you go. Hi from Michigan. Hello, Kathy. Everywhere from Michigan. Slow mode is on. Okay, there we go. Another early morning. Got out here. I woke up at 5 o'clock. Got out here about 6 o'clock, and then time to start my live stream. So anyway, don't have near as much. Come on, there we go. Don't have near as much wind this morning. There's a breeze, but it's not. I don't think it's going to affect the camera or the mic. Some people were saying it was the mic was a lot of wind bluster yesterday. When it was a good little breeze yesterday. So I don't think it's quite as bad today. From Ohio, Kentucky. Morning. Is it Michelle or Michael? I can't read it good enough. My eyes aren't good enough anymore. I don't have any glasses with me here. So. Oh, let's see. Georgia, morning, Pride Man. How we all doing today? We're gonna rip the floor out today on the RV. Oh shoot, what was it? Well, you can't keep anybody happy. You can't keep everybody happy. It's just, I tried, but it just seems every time I turn around, I'm pissing somebody off. Now I read some of the comments yesterday after I got home, got on the computer, and not the scroll here, but the comment section after the video's over with, And one person would say, I love the live streams while you're building the bus and all this. And then the next person would complain that I thought the convoy was over. Why are you talking to Grey Wolf about the convoy? It's subject matter to talk about. Well, I thought it was going to be a bus built, and all you did is talk political, or not political, but all you did is talk to Grey Wolf about the convoy, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, because it was, it's a 2-hour video. You're going to have multiple subject matters. So anyway, there's Illinois, Gerald from Illinois, Lindy Lou from San Antonio, morning from Fort Worth, hello, Sonia, Brad from Tennessee, Matt's mom. My eyes aren't good enough to read this right now. I can barely read. I'm kind of guessing. Oh, we got somebody from Denmark. Hey, there you go. Morning, America. Morning from Illinois, Florida. Hey. Morning, Georgia. Morning, America. I'm glad. Husky mom. Can't read that. Is it mom or I think it's mom. Husky mom. I would imagine that's the Huskies college, who is the Huskies? Who is the Huskies? I don't remember what college that is. Anyway, but yeah, Brunswick, Canada. Yeah. So, Missouri. Oh. Load my pipe up here a little bit, sit and chat with you a little bit, but we're going to get over, before I started the video, I was over underneath the bus cutting the water lines, the antifreeze lines. The way the bus works, you got the engine and you got the antifreeze in the engine. It goes up through the radiator and cools the engine. Well, that water also goes over to the heater core in the dash in your car and heats the heater core, okay? And so on this bus, there's I think 4 heater cores, okay? One's up on the dash, one's just to the left of the driver's seat. I think it's a small one. Okay, and then there's two great big ones back back in the bus, and I got to take those out, get them out of the way. So what I did is the outflow line and the inflow line, I just cut and cut, and there was a coupler right in that area. So I cut and just bent them around and stuck them together and tightened it back up and let the antifreeze that's in the hoses, that's all drained out into a 5-gallon bucket, and about 4 gallons or 4.5 gallons drained out. So glad it was a 5-gallon bucket, not a 4-gallon bucket. But anyway, it's still over there dripping, but most of it's out. And I think most of that was the water that came out of the lines. I doubt the cores themselves are empty yet. But as I take those out, I'm sure I'll make a bit of a mess. So I'm gonna take those out, and then I'm gonna start ripping the rubber mat up to find out what's underneath. Gray Wolf goes, he's my friend. DAH. Talk to Gray Wolf because he's my friend. There you go, okay. Yeah, Gray Wolf's a good guy. So there you go. Don't worry about it, Stan, we love you, okay. No, it's just, I don't know. 99% of the people can say, oh, Stan, we love you and all that. And there's that one, yeah, Jake. And I focus on that one guy. I don't know why, I guess human nature. Nobody wants to be hated, so I run the hose, I just looped it around, so the water that comes out, the outflow, will just go turn around, go right back up into the engine. Later on, I'm going to clean a lot of that stuff up. I crawled up underneath the bus for the first time. I've bent over and looked underneath it, but I got on a creeper and crawled around underneath the bus for a little bit this morning, looking underneath there. And remember the air conditioner lines, or the air conditioners that were up in the ceiling? I took them off and I cut the hoses off at the floor, and those fell down underneath the bus, and they're just kind of hanging there. Well, I saw those lines that go, they're high pressure lines for your Freon. Those run all the way up to the engine, of course, to the compressor. So that is a whole mass of hoses that I can rip out of there, okay? And then I got to looking at the condenser. That's the piece back in the back that has the air conditioner blows Freon, and it blows the Freon blows the air goes across the coils and air conditions the cabin. But then when it's compressed, it gets hot and it has to go back and cool off, and there's no room in the front of the bus for that kind of stuff. So they put this great big radiator looking thing on the back of the bus, and I have to go back here and rip all that out of there. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of work. It's not just taking the stuff off the inside. I got to take all the stuff on the underneath and everything out too. So as far as those air conditioner lines and stuff, I can leave them just right where they're at for now. That's something for later after the bus is built. I can get under and kind of clean that stuff up. But I'm gonna have to take that radiator, the condenser core. I'm gonna take that out, and it's a big old box. It's gonna be heavy, and I don't know how I'm going to get in there to get that. Some of the bolts kind of look a little rusty and stuff, so I might have to get up there with a cutting torch, or that might be something when I take it to. I'm going to take the bus to the shop and let a mechanic do a work over on it, and they would have the tools to get that out of there and just rip the thing out, throw it in the trash. I can take the compressor, the air conditioning compressor, completely off, and that's just one less fan belt to break, and one less. If it's not doing anything, take it off of there. Get it out of there. That's my philosophy on this stuff. The air conditioning will be done by the mini split, and the mini split will be put in underneath there where that radiator core, or that condenser core, something in my eye, where that condenser core is at. So. All right, let's see, read some more comments here. just east of Garfield Park. Yeah, Garfield Park. They must be talking to somebody else in the chat. I got something in my eye. Let's see. Good educated guess on the bucket. I had extra buckets there just in case, because I thought, man, there's going to be a lot of antifreeze in there, because there's the engine antifreeze. I figured the whole radiator was going to drain out. It didn't. There's a valve over there. I turned the valve off, and I think that's what stopped it from the engine radiator from draining out. I think what drained out was just what was in from that valve. Oh shit! I got something in my eye. Let me. I'll be right back. I still feel like something's in there. I looked, didn't see anything. I thought maybe an eyelash or something like that is in there. Do you see anything in there? I looked in the mirror and didn't see anything. So when I was under the bus, something fell and hit my eye and went like that. I think it was just a residual of that. A little dirt. What I'd like to do to this bus is just lean it over on its side and get a power washer and power wash all that stuff underneath the bus. Just wash the underneath of it real well, but that ain't gonna happen. So I want to take it to a mechanic and have him look it over really well. Somebody Vesper has a problem with slow mode. Well, that's that's to slow things down, folks. That's just so it just otherwise it just the scroll just goes so fast you can't read it, you can't do anything with it, you know. And Vesper is complaining about it apparently. Vesper, if you don't like slow mode, go get your own channel and don't put slow mode on. Simple as that. You know, you don't like slow mode. I wish I'd get something out of here. I don't think there's anything in there. I think that there's something in there. It's just, anyway. So I'm gonna take the bus to the mechanic. Talk to Rick, friend of mine. He's kind of a retired mechanic now, and I'm gonna take it down to his shop and let him look at it. And he's not mechanicing anymore, but he'll watch it, look out for me on it. Problem is, they want you to bring the bus down and drop it off, and they'll get to it in a week. You know, that's a week I can't waste. I got to work on the bus. I can't leave it just sit down there for a week. Then Rick said, well, after you leave and go on this little trip, this tour thing with this company, bring it in and drop it off then. Yeah, and then it sits down there for 4 months, you know. So I don't know. I wish I knew somebody that could drive it back for me, you know. I don't know, because I won't be here, you know. It's a timing issue thing, you know. I'm just trying to figure out how to time everything out. So I don't know. Anyway. Let's see here. Y'all are talking amongst yourselves, apparently. No, it's not sweat. Yeah, no, it's not sweat. It feels dirty. Like I said, I was underneath there, a piece. You know, when you're moving hoses around, a little chunk of dirt. I mean, I got real sensitive eyes anyway. If I hate, that's why I hate crawling under trucks and vehicles. You know, you crawl under and you look up, something falls in your eye every time. You know, I know, wear safety glasses. Yeah, well, I don't think about safety glasses unless I'm grinding or something. You know, I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, anyway, got under there and moved that hose around and all that. What was it talking? Anyway, you take the truck to the mechanic, let him work on it, and it's going to be a timing issue. And then also, I'm trying to figure out what to do about these windows. I was talking to Rick. I said, "Do you know any good sheet metal companies over there in the Fort Worth area?" And I got to think, well, maybe I can take it over to the shop, let them work on a few things that I want them to work on. And when they get done, you know, and also just crawl underneath and look it over real good, and you know, try to find things that are wrong. You know, just a good mechanic check. You know, crawl under there, see things that I don't see. Check all the ball joints on the steering linkages and all that type of stuff. You know, check the springs, check the shocks, check the, you know, a good underneath safety check. Make sure everything's not. I'm not driving down a road and the drive shaft falls out or something, you know. So just a good safety check and a tune up. The radiator, flush the radiator. That antifreeze looked kind of old and nasty. It wasn't pretty green like it's supposed to be. It was a little dirty. So flush it out and put brand new antifreeze in it. You know, that type of stuff. You know, so check the spark plugs. You know. Take the plug wires and put new plug wires and points. But anyway, yeah, just take it down, let them give a good look over and see if there's anything wrong with it, and then have them do a couple things I'd like to do that I don't want to do. You know, like that big air conditioning compressor or condenser. I'd love to have somebody else take that out and just open that whole area up. And then, let's see, after that, we go to Anyway, I'm trying to figure out how to get while I'm gone, you know, right before I leave, take the bus up there to the shop. They can work on it at their leisure. When they get done with it, maybe Rick would do it, I don't know, but drive it from there over to a sheet metal place and have them fill those windows in for me. And I don't know. I might just go ahead and do that myself while I'm sitting here in this next 3 weeks or whatever, because I'll be getting to a point where I need to get that done pretty quick, you know. So I don't know. I think I'm going to rip the floor out today, do what I can on that, and make decisions on that, what to do. And then maybe tomorrow I'll start taking windows out, something like that maybe. And then after I get the windows out, that's about the time I need to start putting sheet metal in the walls, you know, over the windows that I don't want to use anymore. So, you know, I take the windows out, I have to clean up all the goo, you know, they'll have that, it's black. It's a caulking they put in there, and when you pull the windows out, this caulking, it looks like, you know, oh, I don't know, just goo. It's a black caulking that stays fairly, you know, pretty pliable, and as you pull it out, it's strings of, you know, of black stuff. But you got to clean all that off. You have to take the windows off, then you got to clean all that off the windows and off of the window fittings, the holes. Get all that cleaned up so when you put the windows in again, you can re-caulk it all and put them back in right. And that's what I forgot to do last night. I got home yesterday and got busy doing other things and forgot all about it. But I need to start looking around the DFW area and find a place that has, you know, a sheet metal fabricator that can do that for me, and see what they charge me and all that, and time frame, how. If I bring it in, will it sit there for a week, or will, you know, I bring it in on Tuesday and they work on it. You know, I bring it in Tuesday morning, they work on it Tuesday and Wednesday and get it done, and then I get it back Thursday. That wouldn't be bad because I can get all that done. I'll have to put insulation in where those windows used to be. There's sheet metal. I have to put insulation in there now, stuff like that before I start putting boards, the plywood walls up and all that. And I think I've made a decision on the ceiling. I think I'm going to leave the steel ceiling in just the way it is. I got to take that roof vent off. It's another thing I got to do here in the next day or two. take that roof vent, that escape hatch, the front one. There's one up front and there's one way here in the back. The back one, it doesn't leak, and I think I'm going to leave that for now. Or should I? I'm going to take it down to a sheet metal place. Might as well have them do it all at one, you know, that way it's done. Probably do that. Probably take both of them out. Yeah, I think that's what I'll probably. I'll have to take all the windows out and take it down to them, and they can probably grind, or they probably have a tool or something to get those rivets out a whole lot easier than me getting them out. And the other thing is these rivets that hold right along this rim right here. See, right in here. Those rivets that are those are structural rivets. They're different. They're not pop rivets. They're I don't know how to. I've never dealt with them, so I don't know. You're gonna need a fast exit when I take off Miss Pam. Yeah. Now we got some news with Pam. Friday is going to be her last day at work. Pam can't drive the bus. It's an automatic. She could. I doubt she'd want to. It's just a big intimidating machine, you know. And I'd hate to say, here's the keys to go do this, you know. She'd be, you know, I don't know. I didn't ask her. So, but with Pam, her job, she put in her notice in January that she was going to retire at the end of July 29th. This next Friday's her last day. And in the meantime, there's about 50 people in her department. She's in charge of about 20 of them. Something like that. 60, and she's in charge of 25 of them, or 20. I don't know, something like that. Is the wind picking up too much? I've done it. Let's move. Get out of the wind. I want to go get that mic. It's out in the truck, and I just don't want to have to recharge the thing for all I'm doing here. It's not like I'm going to be walking around. Let's move over here. There, is that better? The wind better? Thumbs up? Yes? Okay. So anyway, since January, they've had the company she works for is downtown Dallas, big skyscrapers, you know, she works down there. And recently, well, 3 years ago, they started building a huge complex up north, way up in Frisco. And they built this huge complex up there, and they've been moving moving this department, that department. As the complex gets built, they start moving into it, while the other building hasn't even broken. There's several buildings, okay? Finally, they decided to move her department up there earlier this year, and so now she has to leave here and drive all the way to Frisco. It's about a 60-mile drive across Dallas both ways. So some of the people that worked there, that lives down in the south of Dallas, or you know whatever, have this huge long commute every day, and they said, well, we'll stay working. And stay there. Well, then once they moved up there, they changed their mind, and they've had several people quit, you know, put their notice in. 2-3 weeks later, they're gone. So the 50 people they have working there has dropped down to about 40, or the 60 people has dropped down to 50, something like that. So the workload is being spread out over all these other people, and it's just everybody's getting overworked, blah, 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 blah. And they're trying to hire new people, and she's kind of in charge of hiring people, or not. She doesn't actually hire them, I don't think, but she interviews them, you know. And yeah, this person would be a good fit. This person has the knowledge, or the whatever, has the credentials to do this work. And so she's been trying to hire new people and all this kind of stuff. Well, I guess yesterday her boss came to her and says, what can we do to keep you around for a few more months? we just don't want to lose you, because nobody wants to work, it seems, you know. And the people that are working their butt off. And so anyway, I think she didn't have time to talk to her boss yesterday to work out a deal, but I think she's going to keep working there for a few more months. I don't know how long, a month, 2 months, till December. I don't know. But I think she's going to stay working a little bit longer, for one, to help them out, and yeah, for two, it's just some more money in her pocket, you know. And other than just, she quits on Friday, and she'll sleep for about a week to try to catch up, you know. But then she'll sit around kind of half bored for the rest of the year, you know, because I'm going to be gone. And so I don't know. I think that's what she's going to do. Is I haven't heard. She'll probably talk to her boss today about it. But there's a good chance she's going to keep working for a few more months to help them out. And they're working out details because the new lady that's going to take her place isn't quite trained sufficiently, you know. By Friday she won't, so keep training her for another week or better, 2 weeks, something like that, until she, and then Pam would always be there to help that new person out. Even though you're doing my job now, I'm going to go off and do these other things, but she'd always be there to assist her, and, you know, basically training wheels for the lady. Okay, so anyway, I from what I gather, she's gonna keep working, I think, for a little longer, not for a lot, but just still like October, November, maybe, something like that. So then it's this huge juggling act of, you know, when you quit your job, and when you she wants to sell the house eventually, but you can't sell the house until you still need a place to live until we get ready to travel. And when am I going to have the bus done? You know, now that I'm going to take off on this other job. So I was going to work from this on the bus from September all the way up to December, and have, you know, 4 months to get this thing ready. Now that's changed around, and instead of having those September to December to work on the bus, I'm going to have 3 weeks maybe here at what I'm doing now, basically the tear down stuff, and then I'm going to have maybe a month in late December, early January, in order to have it all ready to go. And it's a timing issue. So what we'll probably do, I don't have a definite on any of this, but we just kind of just roughly talked about it a little last night. And what she can do is stay working there for a few more months, make a little bit more money, and because she's already worked so much this year, you know, I don't know how to get into all that, but anyway, yeah, I better not get into that. But anyway, she'll work up until probably November, something like that, maybe October, November, something like that, and then leave. And then about the time I come back in December, she'll be quitting, you know, be done already. And we can work on the bus. I work on the bus and get it functional. It might not be done. It might not have all the pretty trim work done. It might not have this done or that done, but it'll have most of it done where it's functional. And we can take off, go out to Arizona for the, what used to be the RTR. Go out there and hang out for a couple, 3 weeks, and then turn around and come back to Texas and finish the bus in February or whatever. And during, you know, that time, she can turn around and sell her house, okay? So anyway, it's all kind of penciled in. Nothing's definite or anything like that. Yeah. So yeah, it's a huge move. I mean, you know, changing from a really good job and everything to and a nice, beautiful home to all of a sudden being homeless. I mean, the bus becomes your home, you know, but becoming totally homeless I mean, that's a big major move, you know. So for me, it's not that big of a move because I've always been mobile and, you know, trucking and, you know, go from point A to point B pretty easy. But for somebody like Pam, you know, that's a big step, you know. So. Oh, what else? I'm stalling. I don't want to work on the bus. I got to get in there and tear those radiators out. Well, let's go over and look and show you what I've got done so far. All right, what I did after the video yesterday. All right. Okay, walk over here, and I tore the stairwell out a little bit, and some of the wood, some of the rubber mat. This rubber mat was over in this. Actually, it's this kind of mat. This is the original mat from the bus. This is the mat that they put in when they refloored this. So I'm hoping this plywood's in good shape. But I'm seeing here, I was hoping. See this rubber, this black paint, it's real thick paint. I was hoping the whole thing was done. And what I'm seeing here is just the fender wells were done, okay? Because they're exposed. And that might have been done from Bluebird, you know, I don't know. But anyway, the floor right here, as you can see, this is very rusty, you know. Here's some plywood that's almost petrified right here. I gotta chip all that off, buff and sand and clean all this up. I'm hoping it's just right in this area. I hope once we get past here, it's not so bad. Because the door, see, you've got the door closing right here, and if the door's not closed completely and it rains, a lot of water gets in this area. But remember the handrail? I took all that handrail out, took all that, you know, all that kind of stuff out. Kind of really, you know, cleaned it out, cleaned it up. Here's what it was. Here's a piece that's still in here. I gotta take that out, okay? But I got to clean all this stuff up, and I'm getting ready today. I'm going to take those heaters out first, get all this piping and stuff like that out. And then I'm going to pick this up, and let's just do it real quick right here, just to see what's under. See, that plywood looks good. See how plywood looks good. Sticky as heck. But I'm hoping I can tear that plywood up, save it, and reuse it if it's not all rotted out. Okay, and here's those lines. I took all that shielding. There was a metal shield over there, so, you know, the kids, the school bus, the kids aren't kicking that, you know. Anyway, I gotta take all that out. Here's that heater right down here, that small heater. So I got a heater in the dash. We got a heater here, that's 2. And then here's 3, and there's 4, okay? So I'm going to take all this stuff out today. It's just laying there. Right here, I've got to cut that out. And that goes to this box down underneath. Over here on the driver's side, you come around here. There's the fuse panel. That big panel comes out, and that's where all your fuses are. Here's your batteries, the starter batteries. And then here's this box here. Most buses don't have this, okay? There's that box. As you can see, there's a water pump. There's some kind of a tank right back there. There's switches and all this kind of stuff. And then there's this thing. I have no idea what that is. But it's on a tray. And I can, let me see here. Let me set you down for just a second. Yeah, see this tray. Let me get you up so you can see. Oh. There you go. That feels good. See, this tray comes completely out, okay, or it slides out. So I can take that tray and slide this out and take all these components off, and this becomes another storage box for me. What that is, from the engine, there's the antifreeze down there starting to dry out. There's my 4 gallons of dirty antifreeze. See, it's not very clean, not very pretty. So that's why I want to flush the antifreeze out of it. I figure it's probably 28-year-old antifreeze. So, but anyway, the engine has a water pump in it, and it pumps that water up through the heater cores and all that kind of stuff through the engine to recirculate the air water so it cools the engine, okay? Well, then that one pump has to pump it all the way back there. I think that's a booster pump in the box here. I think that's a booster pump. And water comes over, you know, comes up through those lines right there in those lines, comes down along the floorboard here, drops in, gets pressurized and pumped, and then comes back out and goes all the way back. And it helps boost the water flow. Otherwise, the water might come up to about right here and just doesn't have enough pressure to push all the way to the back of the bus. I think that's what that is. But it's got something to do with the water heater, or the heaters inside the bus. And I don't need them anymore. I don't need any of that shit anymore. So let's take it all out, okay? Let's take all that stuff out today. And then here's the, so I took all these, there was trim work, metal trim work along, right around, everywhere around here. I got to here and I had to take this all off because this was over top of this is the shield. That's the diesel fuel filler for the fuel tank. Okay, that's right there, okay? And I had to take that loose. Okay, so we just set that over there, but this rubber mat all has to come up. So the rubber mat's coming up, and then the plywood is gonna come up so I can see, you know, I can clean the wood, the metal floor underneath. So I can clean the metal floor, get all the, if there's any rust, which I'm sure there will be, there's some rust under there, surface rust, sand it and, you know, get it all cleaned up. And then put this paint, and I don't know where that paint's at. Let me think, where did I put it? I brought it out here somewhere. And I got a problem with Amazon. They shipped, oh, here's the water tanks. I got the tank that's in the van, 65 gallons, 65, 65, 65. So I have 260 gallons of water in this sucker. So here's the, here's the floor sealant, and I ordered 2 gallons and they only sent 1. So I sent a note to Amazon, says send me the other one, damn it. But it's this stuff right here. It's a chassis saver, and it's like a kind of a black tarry paint, I guess. And that will be that black paint is basically what's on those fender wells. It's basically what's on that right there. That kind of paint is what it is, okay? All right, so rip the floor up, clean it all up, get the dust, the rust and all this kind of stuff, the surface rust, and, you know, wire wheel, buff it off of there. Clean it all out, sweep it up real good, and then paint the floor with this stuff. You know, make the whole floor from here all the way across, all the way to the back, painted, okay, so it can't rust ever again. Then lay the insulation down, then the flooring down, and then the pergo, or the life, you know, the laminated flooring will go down after that. So that's what we got. That's some of the projects I'm going to have to do in the next couple days. Taking the heater, got the wind. So I got the heater cores got to come out today, then the flooring, and then I can't get out of the wind, can I? The wind changed on me. It's coming out of this angle now. But that's all the stuff I have to do today. So. And it's a lot of hard work, and I just don't. I'm trying to get motivated to do it. It's just, I'm afraid it's going to be a huge, huge mess. But we'll see. We'll see. They're ripping that rubber mat up, and then it's going to be sticky gluey, you know. And that's what I'm worried about. That plywood's going to be all sticky gluey, and as I work and walk around, it's going to get all. It's going to all the dirt that's on your feet and everything. We'll start tacking it. And then I go to lay that plywood back down and reuse it, I won't be able to because it'll have so much trash stuck to it, you know. So, Maybe I could flip it over and put the sticky down against the fiber of the foam. Maybe. Doesn't it? We'll see. But anyway, well, let's read a few more comments and then I'm going to go to work. Vinegar, 2 parts water, neutralize the rust. There you go. Yep. Too bad the plywood is so sticky. Well, it has to be sticky to hold that rubber mat down. I mean, it's, you know, they put that mat down. They didn't, you know, they weren't worried about me taking it back up. They were, let's put this down and make sure it sticks. And I'm sure it's some kind of a contact cement. My old lady's cooking show. How you doing? Let's do a plug for old lady's cooking show. My old lady's cooking show. Yeah, she's up in New York somewhere. I think out on Long Island. I don't know, but I think that's where she's at. Anyway, she's somewhere up in New York, not the city, but New York State. And she has a cooking show, and all you see is her hands. You never see her face, just her hands. The camera's up above, so I have to get some kind of a rig with the camera looking straight down onto the kitchen countertop where she does her work. She doesn't talk, doesn't say anything. She just sits there and cooks. And if there's ingredients list, it's just captioned on here, okay? It's just captioned and everything. And all you ever see is her hands. And then all you ever see after she's done, his hands come in and pick something up and takes it off to eat it. But she's a good cook. I mean, just amazing the amount of, you know, different recipes she has on that show. So if you want to cook anything, she by now she's got just about every recipe in the world on there, I'm sure. I would imagine from her point of view, it's probably hard trying to come up with new recipes. You know, I already cooked lasagna. What are we going to do next time? Yeah, I already cooked, you know, baked beans, or I already cooked, you know. But if you want to know how anything's cooked, okay, and it's not, and they're short videos, only like 4 or 5 minutes long, most of them. If you want to say how to make, like I said, lasagna. If you want to find out, you know, a lasagna recipe, just go to My Old Lady's Cooking Show and type in lasagna, and there will be probably 2 or 3 different versions of lasagnas. And just watch a little quick video and see how she does it, you know. And it's not like one of these half-hour TV cooking shows where it's all about the personality, you know, and, you know, I'm Martha Stewart. No, you know, it's just, like you said, all you ever see is her hands, you know, working at the countertop. So, and so anyway, that's a plug for My Old Lady's Cooking Show. I met them up in Hagerstown. They came to Hagerstown during the convoy. There was a day where they had a big, it was a Saturday, I think, and they had a whole bunch of speakers came in, and it was going to be, you know, a big rally speaking day. So they came out for that, and then she walked up. They come walking up and said hi, and I had no idea who she was, because you know, I had no idea who she was. She said, "I'm Old Lady's Cooking Show." I'm like, "Oh!" And I grabbed her hand. She wears these bracelets. You know, I grab her hand, look and see, yep, that's her. I recognize her because of these bracelets she wears all the time. So anyway, good enough of that. Oh, you know, I'm running out of stuff to talk about. I'm gonna have to work and get dirty and sweaty. You know, oh well. Let's soak up some water and then get out there and get sweating, I guess. All right, let's go. Wish I could turn the radio on and listen to the music while I'm doing all this, but that derates the, not derates, but what do you call it? Demonetizes the feed, so can't do that. So we got still on. There we go. Let me get you situated back here. I'm leaning up against this right here so it doesn't shake. There we go. I'm going to show you enough. Hang it down just a little bit. There we go. There we go. All right. That's the wires for the fans. That's the electrical wires that run the fans inside. That's a wire going down to that pump, I guess. All right. Start cutting. Cut that off. That's tough. making a mess. Shit's getting everywhere. Hey, I didn't grip any on that one. That went quicker than I expected. So, there's cables out of here. Wiring. All right, I'll set you right over here. Something like that. All right, take my own advice and put some safety glasses on so maybe stuff won't fall on my face. My eyes. that much in there. Damn it, quit leaking. And really, there can't be that much in there. Oh, yeah. That was all there was in there, but it was enough to make a freaking mess. That hose, it's steel reinforced. It's got a wire going in. I had to cut that wire with dikes, so these won't do it. If at first you don't succeed, get a bigger tool. Son of a bitch. Got me. Snagged me. That was what I was after. That tube goes up inside the cab. There's the other one. All right. That can be taken apart at some other date. That's just junk. I might even wait till I get out the court site to do that or something. I don't know. That's where it snagged me right there. Right there. There you go, deep. Just enough to scratch your blood. Step one, got her done. Break time. just to rest for a second. My back is cinching up and on me and stuff. It's hell getting old. I can't do stuff very long. Right there was about right time wise. All right, there we go. And this sucks. I don't have any wind right here, so I can't cool off. There's a little one. There's a breeze right there. Just had a little bit coming around that corner there. So, got to keep you guys out of the wind, got to keep me in the wind. So, that's a hell of a little, on jobs like this, it's just your little scratch right there, just little, I mean, just very, but it's tender, you know, just enough to make it. I got a blister right there from about a week ago, and that's dry and cracky, so. Give me about 5 minutes to rest up just a second, and we'll go in there and start peeling that floor back and see what we got. The reason I was wiping the antifreeze up, I don't think antifreeze doesn't evaporate very fast, so I'd have a puddle there forever, I think. I don't know. That breeze feels good. It's actually really nice right now. Nice little breeze and everything. But I'm in the shade too. Get out in that sun. Man, I don't know what time it is. 9:30. So we've been on this. When did I start? 8 o'clock. So an hour and a half long so far. Yeah, 87 minutes. I figure I'll get in there. A little closer out in that breeze a little bit more. The breeze is coming right around this corner, and it's coming about right in here. And I can barely feel it, but I got to keep you guys out of the wind. So, I had a thought. What was I going to say? And I'll pull that rubber back and see what it looks like under there. I think the top of the plywood looks pretty good. What matters is what's under the plywood. So I have to lift the plywood up. Basically, as I peel it back, I think, I'll just take one step over the plywood, you know, peel it back till I see a seam, a plywood seam, lay the mat down, step over it, and then take that board up. Okay, so I'm not walking across that sticky stuff. And I'll see how the floor looks pretty quick. And if it's going to be bad, it's going to be right, that first board there is going to be the bad area. If it leaked and got up underneath that onto the metal. But I think the farther I go back, the better it'll get, hopefully. I hope I don't open this up and it's just a huge rust bucket mess under there. You just never know, you know. So that's one of the nice things about buying a bus that somebody's already gutted, you know. Somebody will sit there and gut a bus. They'll buy a bus at an auction for $2,000 or $3,000, and they'll gut it and then turn around and sell it for $10,000. You know, ready to be. You know, it's gutted, ready to progress, and that way you can inspect, like the floor, you know, the metal floor and everything, see how much rust there is on that stuff. When you buy a bus like this, you don't have that opportunity to do that. So, can't tear it all apart before you buy it. So it's just kind of, you look it over the best you can and cross your fingers and hope. So. That's another one of the bad things about being bald or shaving. I got hair over here and everything's just real thin up on top. But sweat runs down and gets in your eyebrows, just constantly draining into your face all day long. And that's why I want to go somewhere where it's not hot. You know, it's the whole idea behind this bus is travel where the weather's 75 degrees, you know, 75 at day and 55 at night. That's perfect, man. It's wherever that's at, that's where I want to be. What do I do with the seats? They're sitting right out here. You want to see them? Get you out in the wind for just a second here. Turn you around. They're right there. That's all the junk. I don't know. I weighed the bus when I bought it. I weighed it on a cat scale, and after I get it all stripped down, as light as it'll ever be, I'm going to run it over to the truck stop and weigh it again, and just to see how much stuff, how much weight I took out of it. So, yeah, there you go. Going where the weather suits my clothes. In other words, I'm going to wear shorts and these kind of shirts, and if I'm too cold, drive south or come down the mountain, you know. If it's too hot, go north or go back up the mountain. So all these nomad type people that live in their vehicle all year long, that's kind of their strategy, is head north or head up. You know, when it starts getting hot, you start heading northern states. You know, you go up into like Montana and eventually maybe Canada. Okay, you get up there where it's cooler. Okay, and even Montana gets hot down in the lower plains. You know, so it might be 95 degrees in Billings, but you go up to another city that's higher elevation, or up in the mountains in a national park or something like that, and you camp out there during that heat wave. And you just search out the cooler temperatures, and you really don't have to go that far north. You can stay in New Mexico all year long, basically. Go down and live around El Paso in the wintertime, and then Las Cruces down in that area. And then in the summer, just head north up by Taos and whatever up in that area, and go up higher elevation. And there's cool areas right now. It's middle of summer, and there's cool places in New Mexico. So you don't have to drive that far. You just have to go up. And I don't know, something like every 1,000 feet of elevation, you drop 5 degrees on. I mean, that's just a rule of thumb, but something like that. So that's why in the winter you go down to Arizona in the lower desert, the low desert area down there. It stays pretty warm down there in the winter. Let's see what y'all been talking about. Eli, Nevada, is that PLI? I don't know what that is. Stan, how close to Box Springs are you? A safe distance? What's in Box Springs? Oh, is there a fire? Is that where there's a fire over? They've got several brush fires around here in Texas right this time. Last week when I left, last Tuesday, I left to go to Salt Lake City, and on the way up there by Wichita Falls, they had a huge fire. I don't know how many acres it was, but it was roaring. I mean, it was really pumping out the heat and the flames and the smoke. And I went past it, and then went up and went on a return trip. They'd got it put out. So that, I don't know how many acres it burnt. So I guess, is that why you're asking about Box Springs, I guess. Good morning, CA here. It's still cool enough to enjoy being outside. We stripped an old 74 Dodge Brom in July years ago. That was a fun camper. There you go. Next target, Dade's TV. 36er, yeah, I'm just south of Dallas Fort Worth. Just, I don't know, half hour south of the Dallas area. I'd never really say the name of the town, but it's just, from downtown Dallas to my shop is a 45-minute drive, I guess, something like that. I need my body mic on when I'm on the move. I probably ought to get it out, I suppose. I figured most of what I'm doing, I'm sitting right here talking to you and you can hear me. As long as I keep the camera out of the wind. And then when I'm in the bus and everything, I'm just kind of working, you don't really need to hear every breath and oomph and grunt that I make. Trying to keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. Oh, I need a working hands lotion. Okay, sounds fine as long as you stay out of Canada. I would like to go back to Canada. It's just, I can't go there right now because they won't let you in without a vaccine, So I'll just wait until they get rid of Trudeau, It's amazing it's amazing the power trip that different humans get on. They get this power trip going, and you just, I don't know how Canada elections work and all that kind of stuff. It's somewhat different than America. And I don't understand it, but they have elections, but I don't know when they are, and I don't know their process. But all I know is that Trudeau, he's an idiot, absolute idiot. Girly man. He's a girly man. Hello from Iowa, Grandpa. There you go. I don't know what working hands lotion is, O'Keefe, or Kim. I don't know what that is, but I imagine it's some kind of hand lotion for like mechanics or something, I guess. Or, you know, men that work with their hands a lot get, you work with your hands and you start getting cracks, dry cracks and stuff like that. There was stuff that I used to put on udder balm for cows, cow teats. And they use udder balm on the cows in the winter up north and everything. It's real cold for the milk cows, and they put udder balm on there to keep them from cracking. And it works really good. It's really good hand lotion, Beware of stupid people in large groups. They give us the selected on. Okay. Minnesota. 10,000 lakes, okay. Bag balm, yeah, udder balm or bag balm, kind of the same stuff. Scrolling back through some of these comments, just see what I might have missed. Sandy, you've been snowbirds all your whole life and will continue to stay free. There you go. Boyce, Texas, they burnt several houses, and I thought, yep, I said a bunch of fires around this area. Eli, or not here, but in Texas. Eli, Nevada is a place you ought to move to. Yeah, okay. Eli is not too far from where Gray Wolf's at right now. He's not too far from Eli, I think, somewhere up in that area. We were talking about that the other day, or yesterday. About there's a gold mine there, I think. Big open pit gold mine. I think it's Eli or something like that. Scroll back some more. Yeah, I have electricity here in the shop nowadays. For years, I didn't have any electricity out here. Let me show it to you real quick, and then I'll get back to work. Somebody said something about electricity. Oh. That's a problem. Get to working a little bit. Didn't take much. I need to go sit down, and all your joints kind of freeze up. There's solar panels up there. Those are all those solar panels I had on all those other vehicles. I had 3 of them on that silver van that I went to Alaska in. And then when I took them off there and I put them on the Prevost, put all 4 of those on the Prevost. And then I took them all off and put them on that container, that cargo trailer. And finally they put them up there, and they ain't moving. I ain't taking fuckers off. They're there for good. Okay. We'll turn around here. Walk inside. The cables come in down the wall here. Come in right up there on the top. There we go. They come in at the top. They come down this cable thing right here into a switch. The switch goes down to underneath here. I can't turn you too much. I'll lose my thing. Gotta shorten you all up. Sorry for all the camera shaking, folks. But there's just a 200 amp hour battery. It's a LiPro 4, lithium ion battery. Goes through the charge controller into the battery, and then from the battery back up to the 3000 watt inverter. And then I just have, there's 3 outlets over here on the side. It's just 3 outlets right there. And I just plug things in. Like this one here comes over, and I plug all my charging stuff for charging my batteries and that kind of stuff. Charging this little lantern here, charge that up. This is a jump starter compressor kind of thing. Has a little air compressor on the back. That's what I use to air up that tire. Must have a thorn in that tire or something and it keeps going flat. Depends on how I park it. Sometimes it'll stay up. Other times when I park it just right, I guess it cracks the, or bends the tire just enough that it leaks the air out. I probably need to put some slime in there. But anyway, I got this cable, extension cord here running over, and that goes over to whatever I'm using over there. And then this back one here goes up to this light. And when it gets in the morning, when I first come in, I turn that light on. Actually, I haven't turned this on at all. There we go. Now it's on. But that light will come on. There we go. But that light will kind of light the area up pretty good at night. Not enough to really work or anything, but just to light the area up so I'm not stumbling around and stuff. I'm usually not out here at night anyway. Eventually, I will run some wiring up, and I've got lights out in the container, some big LED, like 4-foot fluorescent replacements. Instead, you take the fluorescent bulb out and you put these clips in. It's got, I don't know, like 100 LED bulbs in it or something. And I was going to hang them from the ceiling. And it's just, you know, when do you find time to do it all, you know? It just, so I wasn't going to put the lights up there until I had electricity. I finally got electricity, but then since I put that up, I just constantly working and going and busy. So anyway, it just seems like it never ends. Something always coming up with some new project, and that project takes precedence over the other projects. So I think I'm going to water up and start ripping that floor out. Gloves, where put my gloves? I've lost my gloves. There they are. Oh. There you go. Can you all see? There you go. If you can't, I'm sorry. Oh, crud. I'll take that out too. The seatbelt thing here, I'm going to take that bolt out. That means they're going to crawl up underneath. The seatbelt latch. I undid the one here and went down to that bolt, that hole right there. But this is for the other piece, you know, the clasp part of it. I'm going to take that bolt out, and there's going to be a nut on the bottom underneath. I'm going to have to crawl underneath the bus and put a channel, a vice grip on, and take that out. And then I need to take that right here, that metal angle iron strip. I need to take that out too. And to get that out, I think I need to lift the lid to the engine. Oh. It just never ends. It just never ends. You want to take one thing off, you got to take 14 things apart. Sorry, I don't know how long it was off, but it went into low power mode, so it froze up. So I'm gonna have to shut this off because I'm down. Battery's almost out on the camera. So let's get the ripping real quick and see what we got, and then we'll shut the video off. That's going to get me to huffing and puffing there. That's a pretty tough. That's a pretty tough. Pretty tough to pull on that. All right. Got some screws here. Got caulking. See, when I step on it, it would. Across there. So I have some place to kneel instead of the sticky. Big heavy duty bit. Oh, so I got a big old heavy duty bit in there. I got to take it out. For some reason that sticks awful bad. Gotta pull it out. I don't know why it does that, but it does. All right, I got a regular size bit in there. There we go. That's one screw. 2, 3, 4. There's the first piece to come out. Let's see, we got more screws here somewhere. One more. Caulking is holding it in. I sweat an awful lot, don't I? Oh, I'm gonna have fun today, ain't I? Yeah, it would help take in a screw. There's one more screw in there, didn't sink. That made the difference. That made the difference. That's one board. I'm gonna do 20 more of them buggers. I take a lot of breaks, don't I? I deserve them though. That sucker was in there good. They put that caulking in there, man. That was holding very well. And they put 20 screws in that one little board. And there was one left in there, and I couldn't lift the board up. I don't think you need to screw the floors down there that much. I think people get carried away with, oh my gosh, we got to put this 500 screws in there. Every screw you put in, there's one more hole in the floor for rust to get a hold of. So. Well, what do you think? You gonna come do this stuff for me? That's just one board, and that was a small board. The next one's gonna be a 4-foot sheet probably. I knew this was going to be a pain. I knew it was going to be that much of a pain. I'm almost, once I take a couple of these boards off, I might just say to heck with it. The floor looks pretty good, which it did. A little bit of rust coming about halfway across that 1.5-foot long board. Rust was about halfway. There's a good chance I might just leave that floor in there and put my floor right on there and don't even bother with insulation or nothing. I don't know. Awful lot of work. And if plywood in there is good, why take it out? Just leave it, you know. So, don't know. Problem is all that glue. Now, let's see who called. I'm sure it's a telemarketer call. Oh, my buddy Dwayne called. So I'm going to talk to him in several weeks. I'm going to give him a call back. Feels good to just sit here. It's amazing all the work I'm going to do to this bus just so I can take it and go somewhere and sit. That'd be my reward for doing all the work. So what time is it here? It's 10 o'clock. Got a 2-hour stream, right? Yeah, 119 minutes. So I think we'll go ahead and cut her off. It's a 2-hour stream. Let's get it up of 120 minutes. 15, 14, 13, 12. But anyway, we'll get her right at 2 hours and we'll shut her down, I think. It's embarrassing out there working so hard and just running out of steam so quick. You guys are like, God, what a wimp. Getting old and out of shape. So that's what it is. Oh, somebody asking about the plans. I need to do that. Probably, maybe, I don't know, the next day or two. I'll bring my other computer, my big computer's at home. Bring that out here and show you the plans. You know, I need to do that someday or another. Right now it's all about destruction and, you know, tearing everything apart. And there will be a day where we start putting things back together. So. All right, folks, I think that's it. We're done for the day. We'll see you tomorrow, I guess, and I'll see if I can get that floor out of there today, see what it looks like. And with any luck, I'll just reuse that plywood, because that piece of plywood I just pulled out, it was nice and strong, still in good shape. So might just reuse that plywood, but tear it all up, clean it, you know, clean the floor, paint it with that black paint that I have, and then put it all back together. You know, once it's dry, put some foam, you know, 1-inch foam insulation, and put that plywood right back down. Maybe flip it upside down and put, you know, the sticky side toward the foam. And maybe we'll do that. All right, I don't know. So. Feels good just sitting here. Maybe I'll just take the rest of the day off. I'm going to turn the camera off and you won't know, will you? Yeah, I'll be good. Oh, what's this? North Star penalty. Have you decided where you're leaving work or Friday or going on? Let's see. Is Pam on here? Let's see if Pam's on here. Scrolling back. I don't see. There she is. Yeah. So I don't know, folks. Ask her if she's going to keep working or not. Has she talked to the boss yet? Come on, Pam, type in something. She's not talking. Yeah, she hasn't typed anything in. There you go. Pam, what are you going to do? She probably hasn't had a chance to talk to the boss yet. So, yeah, they're always so busy. You know, it's a non-stop go all day long. So, anyway, we'll find out tomorrow. How's that sound? Y'all be good. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow.